of Paris Saint-Germain making sure that he wants to make a move to the team of United. What about Merino, who is also so close to crossing over to Arsenal Football Club? And today Arsenal also made a contact with the Spanish goalkeeper to see that they will be representing. Of course, he will be coming in as a second fiddle to Raya, because that is if the man by the names of Aaron Ramsdale leaves the team right this very summer. Now, a lot is expected to happen, and Ilkay Gundogan is one big name that I want us to talk about, because it is one big expectation coming through. 33 years of age. He is one name that is also being linked with the move away from Barcelona, and Barcelona have given him the go-ahead. Now, all those are some of the big transfer targets and stories coming right there, and at the same time, meant to know that, of course, there will be changes a little bit in the Bamako tradings that are supposed to come in Arua district. At the same time, Arua City also has a lot that they have come with. We just talked about the Super 6 yesterday, and today we did see a couple of fixtures coming out for the Super 6 with the teams that have been put on without, let's say, like consultation maybe of other clubs, because very many are also showing what exactly they could be. So all in all, those are some of the big ones. Owen Ezaga is my name, and of course I have Linda Susie. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Good afternoon, viewer, wherever you could be catching us from. Our Western Time team is already in the house, of course, to give you what we do best. Talking about the Arua City Super 6, there is something, of course, we talked about yesterday, and we discussed it plainly. I literally expected, before I saw something over that kind of graphics, I expected that you would probably be able to come with some information, but we just discussed it plainly as a sports story, because now somehow when you look at some of the clubs that already have been there, I see the club you are the public relations is also included. I see a couple of clubs being included. I see Kluva Rainbow, I see Odram Chaco, I see Arua Airfield, Arua City, Lear Football Club, Ovisoni, and then Onduparaka Football Club. Definitely this beats my understanding, and it comes down to what actually we talked about yesterday. What are the procedures that they are going to use? And here are the clubs already there. I mean, this is something we shall discuss in some of the minutes of the show.
Yeah, of course, one of the biggest thing, I just also bumped because I was sent a copy to see that I really needed to see this. As being, of course, the public relations of Onduparaka Football Club, I was notified about this, and indeed, you did see names of different clubs coming through, including Onduparaka Football Club. But now the question is how they are trying to organize it, because the Super Cup, yes, it's a good one, but how, because I'm meant to know that these games are supposed to start by 5th, and by 5th, if these games are supposed to start, what is that consultation with the rest of the clubs as a DFA? Have you reached there? Because as we talk right now, Onduparaka is right to say the place, they are looking at using green light, but I can confirm to you that we've not received any notification about whether the green light stadium is going to be used. That is one big thing. Even our participation, you can't draw fixtures when the club has not confirmed. We are yet uncertain about our participation. Yes, it's a good initiative, but what about going there? Things officially would always give a very big yes. I know this is organized maybe by the DFA, but what is coming in through? Because I know there are going to be things like affiliations. You need to get affiliated to this, maybe put some money, you're supposed to do this. So if a club is going to say, I don't have that money, what are you going to do? Because you have not written to this club prior to say that you get, but because you've thought of an idea and pushed it there, this agenda you think will be working out. So I think those are some of the big challenges I could be saying are coming right there, that it really is affecting us so much. But I looked at the fixtures, starting with Ovisoni Airfield, and you look at the timing in the morning, then of course afternoon, and then evening. 3 games in a day is one big one, and tentatively it is set to start on 5th and end on 13th right there. And just like I did say yesterday, what will be the format and what exactly will be coming right there. Look at the groupings itself, and you will see that other group members are less. This is
because in total,
4,
I think there are about
5, 6, 7 now. Instead, there are 7 clubs. I know. I should. Yes, I know why the 8th could have come, because Onduparaka Football Club maybe has been put in there. I don't know, because there's that way that's maybe the Green Light Stadium needs to be used, and this should be like, so it gives me that, like, what exactly is it all about? So but all in all, we're expecting a lot of things. Maybe Apangu, who thought of this, would be coming up with a statement about this, because I see it's a good initiative, but I see it's poorly organized. That is what I see.
First of all, the clubs that they have come up with, 7 clubs. I mean, how are you going to do the group? Is because, just like you have said, the other group is going to have 4 or 5, and then the other group is going to have less. And then how do you come up with the fixtures? And then there is one thing that I really wanted to understand: the criteria that they did take to come up with the selection of these teams, because now I'm quite sure they just did it there without consulting the various teams that have actually appeared in there. So what if all the teams come up and say, we are not aware, there is no formal communication that you did put through, or we didn't receive maybe a letter, we didn't receive, this, so we're not taking part in all that. Just like you had said, definitely how they have put in Onduparaka there. And of course, if you look at all the teams there, these are teams that play regional league, and the rest have been playing 4th league, and they have just been promoted to, they've just been promoted to regional league. The likes of Airfield, the likes of, I even don't know how Lear came through to feature there, because Lear still has issues that are unsettled in the regional league. At one point you hear someone saying they're supposed to be relegated, at another point someone says they're supposed to be playing regional league and all that. So basically, I think the stakeholders or the organizers should come up with a statement, or they should come up with formal communications to, first of all, the clubs that are represented there, and then secondly to the public, to make the public understand the criteria of how they reached up to come up with these clubs. First of all, we were discussing Super 6, but now we're seeing again 7 clubs. So the whole thing literally makes it hard to understand.
Just like I said, Apang shared an idea with me, of course, wanting to be there. And the issue was Super 6. I don't know how the Super 7 has come, maybe. Now it's a Super Cup that is there. That means it will not have names that probably could be coming in there. It will just have only a few of the names. Any name that comes through will be one to talk about. But all in all, I think they have a challenge of trying to set up things. Which clubs, what exactly should they do? Because I think they're just picking randomly teams that are there in Arua district or Arua city. That's why they are there. That's for me what I'm thinking. Those teams that play in the regional league and maybe the elite league in the Arua city are supposed to play. I think that's the reason why these other teams are right there. So it is one of the biggest thing I could talk about, because it's so challenging. But all in all, let's wait and see. I'll host him here. Maybe tomorrow we get him and see what exactly after here, so that he can come and tell us more about that. Still about the Yumbe Super 8 pre-season, there's also another big one. Referees have been summoned, or 8 referees have been chosen to officiate these games, and they will be officiating them because they are going to be in a better way. Now there's Buga Ronald, there's Adilu Viga, there's Bashir Swari, there's Rashid Haruna, there's Achema Malik, there's Obiga Abakari, then Musema Mansour. These are the qualified or vetted referees that will be handling that is the game, the Super 8. Why? Because they feel these were the referees that were at the top notch during the officiations in the regional league come this last season. Now they are looking at top referees who will really handle these games, and of course the man Drobeka, who of course is the CEO of Drobeka, Rashid Kawawa, is the man who has really made sure that this works out, and they have chosen 8. Is that a good idea?
I think this is quite a very good one. For now, we can say it's quite a very good move to, first of all, some referees, to make them know that they have work to do. unless otherwise where you get to be looking for a referee. Maybe the game, let's say the game is at 11 a.m. and then you're starting to look for a referee in the morning and all that. You find out that you might even end up bringing in some lousy and all that. But basically, I think this to me is a very better organization because there is something we did discuss about referees here on one of the shows one time where we did see I think it was about the mini zonos where it had gone to Mali but the other side, and we were seeing referees not authentic referees, but doing being in some of those games and all that, officiating some of those games. So this time around, if they have been able to summon in referees ahead of time, I think it makes the referees also check in their schedules and see if they can honor in this invite or if they cannot, so that it also gives the organizers time to replace those that I think will be taken, or those that wouldn't be able to make it to the time of the fixtures and all that. So basically, for me, this is just a perfect organization.
Perfect organization, just like right there. We should be waiting to see how this would be pushing hard, and of course make sure that things work out the way expected from every other person's right there. But of course, if you look at whatever is also coming from the parts of the region, you would say that there is a push over the, there's a possibility of pushing for the Famako that we talked about right here, whether change of date or change of timing that will be coming there, because I was just with the DFA chairperson of Arua district this afternoon, and he did tell me that there is going to be a little bit of change over date because this looks so soon, and of course preparation wise, and Federation of Uganda Football Association is still going to be giving them an unofficial date that can make sure that they get in there. So registration still continues because the CEO, Mr. Kyobert, yes, Moses, is working hand in hand to make sure that things work out the way they are. But that is one big thing. So I think it gives time to very many to also prepare or look for the money.
I think that is quite a very good one, because this is something we just discussed yesterday. And I looked at the timing that actually you did discuss also here. It was very soon, true. It was quite so soon. Looking at the current economy, looking at the number of people that they were expecting to turn up for this very idea or this very training. I think with coming up with a change of date is quite a very good one. Definitely, I will agree with your reasoning that it could give time to those that are interested to prepare, first of all, financial-wise, looking in for that money and all that. Because if you look at this, you just said it's supposed to be at Odia, and I am looking at those that will love to attend the training from Arua City. There is also that distance. So basically, you cannot only look at for the 150,000 that you're going to pay in for the reserve training. Definitely, you have to also looking for some monies for transportation and the rest of the things. So basically, I think the biggest point there is that preparation time has been granted. More time has been granted for persons that could be interested to look for the monies that will be used to attend this very training. It's quite a very good one.
All right, now that's one big thing that is coming right there, because it has a lot of discussions that probably could be running through a lot of things I want to say. And now there's a big also about that, because there's going to be referees training that is taking place also still in Odia, that is Arua district. That is trying to push. This time around, it's so much of a rural district, not the city, not anything, but I think the DFA chairperson is doing some tremendous job on that side.
I think it's quite a very good one, because if you look at even their preparations, let's take from 4th league division games, even 5th league and all that, they did finish in all their leagues before ahead of Arua City. Even when they did finish their 5th league games, the one in Arua City had not even, we didn't even have rumors to do that. And then when it came to their 4th league division games, we also did see them play ahead and finish ahead of Arua City. It did give the teams that qualified some ample time to prepare ahead of the zonos in there, and that's why I think we did see one team that went through to the zonos, that is Ovisoni, also go through to regionals. So basically, to me, I think of the one organized side, and the level of organization that is there is something that their neighbors, Arua City DFA, needs to copy, and the rest of the DFAs, even Maracha, Terego, and the rest. Because if you look at specifically Arua City DFA, it's something I don't want to discuss, but this is where we've been hearing a lot of complaints here and there. We did discuss, I think, at the end of our last season is regional league, where they came up with saying the money is already we are not enough, and yet we did see clubs paying affiliation fee ahead of the season and all that. So basically, those are some of the complaints we did hear from Arua District and DFA, and for the fact that they are coming up with these trainings from the refereeing to there is a FAMACO and all that, definitely this should send in an alarm to the rest of the DFAs that are neighboring Arua District DFA. It clearly shows in the level of organization in there that the rest of the people have to borrow a leaf from.
Yes, a very interesting one to say right there. Now, of course, the construction at Hoima has officially begun, and that's a very big statement to make on their stadium to bid for the Pamoja bid. Now, officially has commenced, and that is what I can give you as an update right there. But elsewhere, Rashid Kawawa Olu has crossed over to Express Football Club, and this player has been off, of course, for quite a long time, but now he has been unveiled by Express Football Club, according to the local papers right here. How good is that for Rashid Kawawa, who of course has been a very good player for that is Arua Hill Sports Club, someone who came from Arua Oli, of course, and right now he is doing very well. Now he joins the Eagles, and he was a free agent after, of course, parting ways with Arua Hill Sports Club. Now Express unveiled him on Friday, if you remember, but he now officially joins the team, and of course we're expecting a lot of things, new home, new challenge, and new moments for him right there, probably new goals that could be coming. Do we see him prosper?
Some of the words actually you've used here things that I did see him post on the exact words. Some of the words I did see him post on his social media handle: new home, new challenge, or something like that. I think it's quite a very good one for him. That is if he has been doing training from the time Arua Hill Soccer Club was of course sent off due to the issues that we all know. Basically, we did see a couple of clubs coming in for the signatures of Olu Kawawa, but he did turn them all off. But we would see him, those of us that are in Arua City, we would see him taking part in some of these minor tournaments that are organized, the Idi Cup, the Ramadan Cup, even Tuambe and all that. So basically, I think he has been fit for the fact that he has been able to get a new home even after that time period of staying without a club, like half season over the last season is a UPL, because that is the time when Arua Hill was sent telling them to go and prepare to participate in a big league. A lot of other players did get, of course, affiliated to certain clubs, different clubs, but apart from Kawawa. And now that he comes up to getting in that new home, I think it's quite a very good one, and definitely he's going to still outshine in. He's going to get back to his scoring goals for fun, his winning ways and all that. Definitely, that is what I can say. It's quite a very good one for him.
Do you see him making all those for fun? Because one, what I can tell you is that there's always a challenge with where a team comes from, because you as a player, you're coming to to a different league, you're coming to a new environment, and the environment is let's say the environment is Kampala. You have to get in expenses, you need to buy food, you need to do every other thing, you need to pay school fees. Maybe if you are going to be helping family, you need to help family, you need to do every other thing to make sure that this works out. So all these things keep rushing, and of course showing you what exactly you have to put. But now Kawawa has been, just like I said, Oli, Doves All Stars, Arua Hill transformed, now to Express. If you would talk of maybe Agu summary, Agu, his brother, and then it's called Nasru, yes, some Mansour of that caliber, you would say yes. And Mansour has left Express. Ask yourself why his brothers left Express to go away. Now, those are some of the things in there. I don't yet see him shine this season once. I'm not contented that Rashid Kawawa is going to be a superstar.
Maybe
in that, because I watched his last season at Arua Hill. He was not the Rashid Kaoa under Hussein Balangu.
Maybe it's going to be because of like the new environment, but. He has been going through a lot. Yes, that is very true. You know, football, they always say, is a game of the mind. It involves a lot of brain work. So if your brain is very stressed, if your brain is not settled, trust me, you cannot be who you used to be. So for the fact that whatever it is that happened to his former club, where he already had made a name for himself, I think whatever it is that happened did affect him so much. And then for the other clubs that kept coming in for his signature, he felt maybe it was so soon. He still was he still was yet traumatized and all that. So basically, for all of this half-time season that he has been off completely, no affiliations with any club. I think for the fact that now he gets to accept in joining another club, should be able to tell us something that he is ready for a new challenge, and he is ready to go in there and work so hard to see that he gets back to his glory days of scoring goals and making in that very name and making in headlines and all that. So basically for me, I think he has been working towards that, for the fact that he did accept, because after Rua Hill, we did see a couple of clubs coming in for him, but he did turn them all down. I think he needed time to ascertain, he needed time to understand himself and all that. And now, for the fact that he is ready to join in another club, it should also tell us that he has put behind all the challenge, he has put behind all the stress and the rest and the trauma. He is ready to take up new challenges, because if you don't go in there and put yourself together and hard work, trust me,
should we say, because what I know is that he had a family issue containing his mom and the rest, a lot of things that came in there. So should we say maybe the man his extras have given him could have sorted out all the things that is there? Who are you going to work under? Which coach? Of course, matters also a lot. Are you going to get in there? What about the teammates? And we have seen Alpha Sali is a good player, but in Express he has tried his level best, but even shining out is just because of the father maybe making sure that people hype him. Maybe that's it. But how often are you going to see this work out for him? Yes, I think it's a good experience, new challenge you should go and have. But was that the right decision? Is that the right club that you're going to feel and enjoy? There are very many things. People have different mindsets that can come in there. How many players from West Nile have flourished in Express? Is also another question one should be asking right there. So a lot of things that are happening, and we yet waiting to see. But all in all, I want to say this, I think, was a bad move to me. Yes, we did Sokuti, by the way, for Express sometime. We did see him for Bunamwaya, currently Vipers, that is Caesar. He flourished. Can we see Olu make that? Could we see him dictate the tempo of the game in Express team and make sure that things work his way? Is another thing. But I think it's a good move for business-wise. And then, of course, if he only sets his minds right, then he's going to be banging goals, as he's a good player. He has footwork, he has good curls on the ball, he has good touches on the ball, he turns very fast, but he's a little bit childish. That is also another thing I've seen with him, because I've been with him, I've worked with him ever since there's this Damani saga tap to before we handed over to Arua Hill Sports Club and the rest. But I think he is a proven player. To talk about getting an accolade in Uganda over a star player or a young player or any accolade in there is not an easy thing, because there are always very many people who are trying to shine out right there. So this season, do we say we give him 2 or 3 more seasons? Do you see him staying there for longer?
By the way, his stay at Express will first of all depend on the hard work, because definitely there is no one who wants to work with someone who is not performing. Because one, I would say the club has done their part. I'm quite sure, for the fact that he has been unveiled and all that, and he gets to also post that on his different social media handles, should clearly tell you that the club has done their part, and they will be expecting him also to do his part. So if he does not put in a lot of hard work, there is no team that, of course, wants to deal with a player there is not performing. So definitely his stay at Express will depend on his performance. His
stay will be depending on his performance. Of course, hard work, making sure that you know what you want to do right at the right time. There's a lot of competition there. You have to prove yourself. I think that's a very good one, and the coach should be excited because he has gotten a maybe player that he has been looking for all the time right there now. Those are some of the big things that I can confirm to you right this afternoon in the world of transfer. But of course, more also, there's the former Onduparaka player Ochen, who has also crossed over to the team of Arua Hill Sports Club. We shall be coming back to talk about that. Let's take a break. We'll be right back to discuss more over the stories right here. Let's take a break.